Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our call this morning. I'm Jerry Ziegenfus calling in from Parrish, Florida, a little town above Sarasota, in case you don't know where Parrish is. And although I'm usually nice and warm, as some of you know, I'm in Pittsburgh, freezing, but it was a happy occasion. My dad, we celebrated his 97th birthday yesterday. And we had a good time. And he was so cute because you all almost got serenaded. He came out this morning and said, "Why don't I play background music for you?" So Liz and I tried it, but it was just interrupting too much. But he says hello too, and he's had wonder results with our patches. But I'm sending a special welcome here to all our new people on this call. And we call this our miracle call. And as you listen in, you'll see why we do this. But please, we want everybody to call in, tell us your results. Because we need everybody to do this because there's so many people that are having great results, and you may help somebody out there because they'll be able to try a different way, different patching, whatever. So to do this, you'll raise your hand, and if you've not been with us before, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see a icon down there, and you will see it to raise your hand. And if you don't mind, while we're talking, leave it raised, and then when we're done, you can take it down. And then to take it down, you'll also see at the bottom that there's an icon that says, take my hand down. Okay. So if you wouldn't mind limiting your testimonies to about 30 seconds, maybe a minute. And if you have more, you can come back on later. But if there's no hands raised, but we like to try to give everybody a shout on letting us know what's going. And as I mentioned, please, our newcomers, please let us hear from you because it's really important that you let us know what's going on. And then we all like to stay compliant. And what that means is we don't mention diseases, the names of actual medical conditions, but we describe them or tell us what's happening to you. And pretty much we'll know what you're talking about. And then when you're doing that, tell us how you were before, tell us what patches you wore, tell us how you are after. And it really helps us with knowing that. And the first 15 minutes of this call, we like to stay to how I call it our granddaddy patch, X39. And you'll hear so many miracle calls about our X39, which, alludes to our miracle call. So anyways, as I mentioned, we like to stay compliant. So we say, and we want to let you know that we don't claim to treat, diagnose, cure, prevent any condition that's out there. But if you have questions also, this is the place to ask them because we have so many people on here with so much information and they've been using the patches for such a long time. So with all that, I'd like to get started. And Adele, you're up first and you're unmuted. So please start.
Thank you, Jerry. Happy birthday to your dad.
I'm
Very exciting. I am going to just share a miracle from last weekend. I happen to be in Peru right now. I kind of retreat here once in a while. And I was invited to go on a big hike last weekend for a day. And it was at 400 feet. No, 12,200, 400 feet, right in that range. And we took a taxi up. It was a 12-kilometer, which is about 6 miles up the mountain, very high, and hiked all day for about 7 hours. Ended up deciding to stay that night because it was treacherous to come back down, and it was getting dark and it gets very cold. So we ended up finding a great little hostel to stay in up there in a community, Quechua community, and then came down the next day after hiking again, and it was a 4-hour trek once we started coming down the mountain. Very, very, very steep and treacherous. We ended up on the wrong path. And I'm almost 68. I was with a 65-year-old and then a 32-year-old guide, a local man. And the next day, we made it down, thank goodness, because it was very scary at times. Anyway, when we got to the bottom, the next day, I woke up and you would think I'd be in agony. Both the guys said they had trouble. They were hurting. My thighs were the only thing that hurt, and it felt like I'd done some squats. And I give that full credit to X39. I did have other patches on, but that one, just amazing. And my knee used to be, I needed surgery on it and ended up, it's in great shape now. I can even do the lotus position in yoga. So just love these patches. So
Wow.
that's all. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you so much for sharing, Adele. Have a good day.
Thank you.
John, welcome in.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Yeah, I've got three quick stories that I will tell here about the X39. And I've been on it for 15 months. I'm, 74 years old? It's the X39 for me. It's all about, I've been on it for 15 months now. And for me, it's inner healing. It's the God in me that has really helped me quite a bit. It's knowing that our bodies are the best healer possible. So with that in mind, I'm doing three things this week that are probably at the highest level of the stress level, but my anxiety level and my calmness and my positive feelings about how I feel about everything has really helped me with the X39. I can just tell every day that the calmness and the cognitive abilities are really strengthened. And I'm moving. I'm after 40 years, this might be TMI, but I'm separating from my wife, so I'm moving there. That's another stress level. And the third thing is I'm an entrepreneur. I have a business that is really taking me to my limits too, but it's all good. And so that's one thing. Another thing is my golf game. I think that, I do my daily exercises every day, and I think I can get my 5 handicap down to a 3 at 74 years old. I've got just
Woo!
dreams.
Wow, that's really
And then
great.
my last one is I've been back in October, I had a infected tooth. And I don't usually like to go to the dentist or wherever I went. And what they did was they said, yeah, it's going to be extracted. It's going to cost you about $5,000. We're going to put a bridge in or whatever they said. And then I thought, I think inner healing is the way to go here. And so I just stepped up my X39 and used Eon, and X49 I use on a daily basis too. And I just use the power of thought, and my tooth is not affected anymore. And I never went back.
Well, that's a great way to save $5,000, John.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, please, Allie, unmute and let us see what you're going to tell us today.
Interesting, because I have a tooth story also. For many months, I had discomfort around a tooth at the gum level, and I went to my dentist. He cleaned my teeth. He took x-rays. Nothing was wrong, so I didn't think anything of it. And then Universe always takes care of us. I had horrible pain one day. When I tried to chew, I put the X39 right on the outside, and the next day it didn't hurt anymore. And this was a few weeks ago, and it hasn't hurt again. And what I figured was there was something in there I needed to clean out, and thank goodness it hurt, and thank goodness for the X39.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I'm glad you're out of pain. Wonderful. So, okay, no more hand. Oh, great. Ravel, good morning. Welcome. Unmute, please.
Hi, Jerry. Great to see everybody this morning. Really quickly, just two very quick testimonials. If I were to share mine, it would take the entire half hour. But what happened was a lady out west was sharing that on the first 2 weeks on X39, she noticed an improvement in her stools. She had less hair loss, and she also experienced better clarity. Another individual reported that his wife had significantly better energy and significantly better sleep. That was in the first month. So very grateful for X39.
Oh, yeah. And so many people, like Ravel is saying, the sleep has improved. And that's one of the true things we need is our sleep. So thank you, Ravel. Next, Gary, please unmute and come on in video if you want and join us. Gary, you're not unmuted yet. Okay, well, Gary, we'll come back to you. How about Linda? Would you like to share with us till Gary gets unmuted?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Linda. I'm a family doctor and a functional medicine doctor, and I've used X39 now since it came out. And it really changed my life. But what I want to say is I realized the power of the X49 when I ran out. Guys, I ran out. I didn't think about it. But a week in, I was like, why do I feel more tired? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's all because I haven't gotten my X49 back yet. And it just made such a huge difference. So sometimes taking it away is really when you see what it's doing for you. So thank you so much for having this wonderful call. I really
Oh,
appreciate
thank you for sharing. Appreciate it. Oh, Gary, there you are. Do you want to unmute and come on in?
Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
So I'm struck too by what we have in our hands, and the ability for us to help others, just indirectly. I have a brand partner that's been silver for a while but didn't do anything. And I recently got her to see what we have by reasoning with her, all the things that have benefited her. So the side story is this. I said, so now you realize what you have is, do you have others in your life that you want to help? She said, yeah, well, my mom wakes up every morning with like a 10 pain. So I said, well, go over and put a patch on her. She lives next door. She put the patch on her that afternoon, and she said, Gary, the next morning she woke up pain-free after years.
Wow.
And she walked to the garbage with her quick little step, which she hadn't done in years. And so I said, now you see what we have in our hands and the ability to change our loved ones. So she's putting a patch on her daughters now and really saw the light as far as what's available for us to really change people's lives and to bless people.
Yeah, it's so wonderful that we have an avenue that we can help people like that. It just, I think we're all in this for helping people. So thank you, Gary, for your share.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Jonathan, unmute and let us hear from you today.
Oh, great. Hello, LifeWave family. Just real quick, a good friend of mine joined approximately not quite 2 months ago. And she basically joined because her 90-year-old mother, she wanted to do everything she could for her mom. Her mom is in remission of the C word. I can't say it. But anyway, she was bedridden. And the doctor was saying that it's doubtful that she'll ever walk again. Well, guess what? She's been on the X39 for a little over a month. 2 weeks ago, she got up and walked to the bathroom, which is not far from her room. And last week, she got up and walked from her room to another room in the house.
Wow.
So this is truly a blessing. Amen.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for that share. It's just filling that we can help so many people. So good morning, Miss Perry. Please unmute. Let's hear from you.
Good morning. Well, shortly after I got on the patches, I guess I've been on them 4 months, I took a nasty fall, bounced my head off the asphalt, hit my shoulder, bloodied one knee, and I was set up and I had a knot right on my forehead, right on my temple. It's just a raised knot. And I went home and I put the X39 right on it, and the knot went away just instantly. And
Wow.
I have a little grayish here, and I thought, well, I'm going to a wedding in 5 days and I'm going to have a black eye. I never got a black eye. My knee was really lacerated pretty good. When I left, I had 2 small scabs, and I had no pain during this time. Just a little with my knee when I bent it and I had pants on, and it pushed on it, but that was all. And then the next time, I'm 85, and I woke up, I went to bed one night, and I woke up the next morning with my hand. It was like I sprained my thumb, the lower part of my thumb. I couldn't grip a glass. I couldn't press anything. I couldn't turn on my toothbrush with my right hand. I'd do it with my left hand. I couldn't put pressure on my fingers. It just shot through my hand. So I got 2 ice waves and put on, and an X39, and it just covered my hand. And the pain was gone in just a matter of minutes. And I used it one day, and that was it. That's all I needed.
Thank you so much. I mean, you've had so many, so thank you for sharing those. We appreciate your time, Perry. See you soon. Deborah, please unmute. And we're quarter after. So any of you that have other shares with the other patches, please, you're welcome to come on in and tell us about them.
Hi, my name is Deborah Hawkins. I live in Florida. My husband cut his finger and had to have 7 stitches. And I was using the patches right alongside of where the cut was, even before he got the stitches, like hours before. But after the stitches came off, I put an X39 with a Band-Aid around it so it wouldn't come off. And the healing was so quick, so magnificent that we're just in awe how he can use that finger. It's like right at the knuckle where you bend your finger. That's why we had to use a Band-Aid. He is just amazed at how quick it healed just by putting X39 on his finger. So we're really excited to have something that heals our wounds. Plus, he's not scarring. It's just amazing.
Yes, and thank you for sharing that. We really appreciate it. So, Gary, you have another one to tell us. Please unmute.
I do, Mr. Long-Winded. So, Nurse Nancy, I'll call her, from Pueblo, Colorado, was hit at a stoplight, somebody going 65, and broke her back and completely forced all the blood down to her extremities. So she had instant varicose veins on her legs and especially in her feet. So she had the clusters. Oh, I'm sorry, I mentioned the name. I apologize. Those blue veins that you get. And so in this case, it caused them to be instant and they stayed there. So she had the ones that are like a big cluster right behind her knee. And when I met her, she hadn't been able to bend her knee for 2 years. And so we put X39 on, and the next morning, the cluster was gone. The veins were still there, and it took about a couple months for those to go away. So the auxiliary point, or the auxiliary patch that I wanted to talk about, was she had residual pain in her left foot from the accident, from a break or whatever, and not being able to walk very well, but wanting to lose weight and get out there. So I taught her about glutathione. And so she put the patch on her, and that's one of her new favorite ones because that helped facilitate the pain going away for all time in her left foot. And now she's out walking, and it's a really neat story.
Wow, thank you so much. Well, so glad it worked for there. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Adele, please unmute.
Oops. The finger story reminded me of something I thought I'd share because last fall I cut my thumb from the nail to the center through the bone with a Cutco knife, which are really scary, sharp knives, really deep. It was a big mess. And I wrapped it with bandages. Couldn't get the bleeding to stop. Finally did. Wrapped with bandages. Put carnosine on the bandage. Love carnosine with the tissue repair. And brand new X39s at the base of my thumb. Slept with it that way. Took a shower the next day with it all wrapped. When I took the bandages off, it was sealed. So 3 people said I should go get stitches, which I won't do. Refused. But my dad was a hand surgeon, and I just don't want to go to into that whole thing. But anyway, it was sealed up and never bled again. And it was deep. And I do have a little teeny scar, but I shared at the time, I was on a call, I think that week, and shared on one of these calls what had happened. And just amazing how quickly it healed. And the nerve, I thought I was going to have some nerve damage because it was real numb in some places. That's all come back.
Wow. Yes.
Power of the patch.
Yeah, and we do know that wound healing is way up there on X39 with everything that's happened. So thank you so much. I'm glad that worked out. So let's see. Deborah, do you have another share, or is your hand still up? I'm going across the screen here.
Sorry, I'll take it down.
Okay, Gary, let's go on to Sonny because he has a share here. Sonny?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Nice to be here. Thank you for everyone joining us and the leadership. I've just loved it listening to this call over the few months.
Thank you.
Anyways, yeah, I'm getting better at sharing and sort of articulating my experience thus far using LifeWave. And although I've experienced a multitude of things, I'll keep it short and pick one that might serve the listeners today. And I expressed this last week, but so I'm in my 40s, and I experience, the name of what I have is kind of the symptoms, and it's in the name. And so if I could just say dystrophy in my muscles.
Okay.
I've had that for all my life, and my life has been a petri dish. I've experimented with many things, including injectable stem cells down here in Mexico. When I found LifeWave, I was in the sort of the mode of I'm really trying to stand again. The condition sort of took my walking and my standing away from me back in 2013, and my life changed. It really took a downturn, and my strength and my overall agility and abilities were diminishing very quickly. So I got onto X39, and I'm standing again. Although I'm not, I can contribute a large portion of the return of my energy to that. I'm also getting up into a standing machine and out of my wheelchair. So that's just it. I'm standing again. And to me, that is just huge.
And is
So
it mainly, Sunny, is it mainly X39, or have you tried any of the other ones along with everything that's going on with you?
Yes. I've tried X39, X49, Eon, energy enhancers.
Okay.
I believe that's it so far. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
So it kind of changes month to month. And, building and sharing the story now. So glad to be here.
Thank you so much. So we're so happy you're feeling better. So great results. Thank you. Casey, come on in, unmute, please. Are you there? There you are.
Sorry, I can't put my picture on. I'm having real trouble with my video. Anyway, 2 weeks ago on a Monday, I was cooking some chicken in the oven at about 6:30. I went to pull out the chicken. I had a little mitt on my right hand. I put it on the oven, on the stove, but it was a little wonky. So I grabbed it with my left hand to straighten it, which did not have a mitt on it.
Wow.
You know that instant that oh my gosh, I just burned my hand.
Wow.
And as I was about to scream, I remembered, grab the Eon patches. I put one on my little finger, on my index finger, on my thumb, on the inside of my hand. And I'm telling you, this was so weird. In 3 minutes, I had no pain, no swelling, no blistering, no bruising. I thought, what in the world? And I went to bed and I left the patches on all night, slept like a baby. Nothing. I never had a blister.
Wow. Thank you, Casey. And it was so important that you did it so quickly. If we could all think when we have something that happens to us to grab the patch, if you can't even think which one, put it on anyways, grab the one. And Casey, that was a wonderful story. I'm glad your hand is perfect now. Thank you. So
you're welcome.
Thanks. Lavelle, please unmute, join us.
Thank you. Good morning from Southern California. And I was at an event on Saturday. I shared this yesterday on Connie's Zoom. And there was a woman who had shoulder surgery who had been in pain since December when she had her surgery. And I put the X39 on her shoulder, but I did put the energy on the right on the right, and the brown on her left. And in 15 minutes, she said, I can't believe this. My pain is gone. I can't believe this. So we must have had we had a few signups and people purchasing product right there on the spot. We had a line of about 20, 30 people.
Wow. And we all like those one patch wonders, don't we, Lavelle? And when we get results like that, wow.
One patch plus energy.
Yeah, great.
Thanks.
Good job. Thank you for sharing. CJ, please unmute.
Good morning, LifeWave family. Good to be here this morning with you. So I have lots of stories because I see a lot of things happen in front of me with my clients in my holistic spa. But here's a story with my immediate family. My son and future daughter-in-law came over one evening for a dinner, and she had a cough. And I heard her coughing a few times. I go, friend, what's going on with that cough that you have? And she goes, I've had it for a while. I don't know. I can't get rid of it. It just seems to hang on. I go, well, she didn't know much about me and LifeWave and the patches. So I said, will you let me put a patch on you? And she goes, okay. So I kind of explained it. I put a glutathione on her chest, and then we hung out for a while. And within about half an hour, it's fun to see it happen in front of you. She wasn't coughing. And I'm like, are you seeing that you're not coughing? Because I'm hearing you not cough. She goes, yes, CJ. And like my nose is running. And I go, okay. So whatever is, going on in your body, we're moving something. That's great. So fast forward, that evening, I sent her home with a few glutathione and some X39. And within that week, she messaged me like 5 days later, thank you so much. I feel so much better. I'm so grateful. Thank you for that. So yay.
Yay, yay. Another one that we have helped. Thank you, CJ. Jana, please unmute and share with us.
Okay. I want to share a novel way of using the patches. There was a while back I had hip surgery, and when you have surgery, you don't have pain just right where they have the incision. It moves around with the tendons and ligaments and everything. Anyway, I got this idea. I think it was divinely inspired. I was using a sleep mask for my eyes, and I had all the YH patches, and then I had X39 on the sleep mask. And so I took off the sleep mask and I started moving it around, especially at night when the pain would come on. And it was amazing. Everywhere I moved it, the pain went away. So it's like another way. You don't always have to be limited to where you stick it. You can use a sleep mask, or you could use a sock, or, a piece of material and put the patches on it, and then just move it to wherever you need the help.
Wow. Thank you. So happy for you. And we're at the bottom of the hour, so I'll just share a short one. My father, who just turned 97, he's been on the patches now 18 months, and he's quite educated in the use of them. And I'm in Florida, I'll call him, and he says, yeah, I had this terrible pain. It was starting in my hip, and he'll just take the one off the back of his hip and he'll whip it on his hip. And he says, the pain stopped. So just move them around. If that pain is moving around, take the pain patch and put it somewhere else. You'll probably get very good results. So thank you so much. And Robin, I'll turn it over to you. I know you're here somewhere.
I'm here, and thank you, Jerry, and thank you, everyone. Beautiful job this morning. Oh my gosh, it is so fun to start the week this way. And I know that several of you who are on this call were actually at the big event on Saturday, got to hear 3 hours of David. How cool is that? Lots of great things happened over the weekend. Gregory's on his way home. It was a wonderful time, and people were definitely inspired. And let's see. So we'll have our call tonight, and then we finished our book club for the Atomic Habits, but the work continues for all of us that have chosen to engage in it. I hope you guys have your habit tracker and you're making it useful, and it's quite profound. Little things, 1% change over time is exponential. And so tomorrow night we have Anne Moreau hosting Dr. Henrietta. So Anne has two roles, as most of you know. We have 4 different hosts on our practitioner calls and 9 different practitioners. So lots of great things going on. And let's see, what else do we need to cover? I think that might be it for now. Just want to thank all of you for being here this morning and getting the week off to such a great start. We had a great end of the week from the promotion. People who ranked up to gold and diamond, there was extra bonuses, and that was really fun. So lots of great things going on in LifeWave. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. And thank you, Liz, for hosting everything and recovering from whatever happened in the beginning. But I'm glad it all worked out, and you guys are resilient.
Thank you so much,
everybody. It was recorded. So thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great week.
Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, Robin.
Thanks,
Everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Good
Bye,
exercise.
everybody.
Day.
Have a great week.
Happy patching.
Thank you.
Right.
Thanks, Jerry.